More or Nothing.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of More or Nothing with Ryan and Max. And soon we will be joined by none other than Northampton Saints star and England fly half Finn Smith. First up, hello boys. I think we are here on time, at the right time. It should come out at the right time. Everything should work after what's been a 2 to 3 week hiatus.
It's been a fucking shambles.
It actually has been, but there was a lot going on.
Yeah, so apologies.
Life gets in the way of these things sometimes, Ryan.
It does. But apologies to everyone that had to listen to that crackly bullshit last week. Mark, I don't even think you put it out on YouTube, did you?
I didn't.
So, Max, I'm getting messages from people going, "Why? Where is it? Why is it not out on YouTube?" Message Mark said, "Why is it?" He's obviously too busy on the slopes.
Fair enough. Après ski will get you. Dick's T-Bar. Where else did you hit up?
Yeah, you back to the land living? You still in wherever you were? And where are you actually?
Was that guy with the saxophone playing house music, freestyling?
Oh, mate, at Follies, straight up.
Oh,
straight up.
He makes horrible. You're obnoxious and sweaty in the best kind of way. Good for you, Mark.
Him and his Radley mates. I can just
Radley. That's what they call it. Do you remember that?
It's like, don't drink that. That's Dom Perignon. Spray it, you fucking wanker. That's not for drinking.
Don't drink that. Spray it. That's outrageous.
Oh, no.
I can see it.
It's just awful days.
Oh, that's made me a little bit ill.
Yeah, laughing. Like I'm out there with the carver, £15 bottle. And they're like...
Peasant.
This is awful.
Shame. Is it? And in those places, I can imagine, like the higher up you are,
look at him.
the higher up you are, the more the more value you have. Like, I bet you're right up the top, looking down on them all.
Stop it! No,
he phoned me off of a ski lift, and he looked like he looked like a knob jockey, but genuinely like a jockey.
You had a cover on your very expensive Oakley goggles. Is that true?
No, that's the ones that come with the helmet, but they're the solemn ones. I just can't. I don't want to scratch them because it would just annoy me.
He did say to me, they're very expensive, so I've had to get a cover for it, mate. Genuinely, clip it in here.
I go down the black runs because I only need my sunglasses on the little ones. Is that correct?
Actually, for those that I'm showing it now on the screen. Look at him. Look at that.
I was like, I thought you were a jockey for a minute. I was like,
genuinely, when he phoned me, I was like, what is that on your head? Meanwhile, there's me down the bottom with a pint of Guinness. No drinking going well.
Oh God!
Oh, the Wilson post Hong Kong detox, and he's there just calling me with a. I know I called you with a pint of Guinness. Anyway, let's.
Anyway, you're back. So you're back, Mark. Where are you at the moment? You're just currently in a dark room.
My in-laws. I've got work. I'm at the BBC all week, so I'm just going to I'm just at my in-laws today, and then going to BBC tomorrow.
Well, it's good to have you back, Max. How was Cornwall? Because it looked bloody delightful.
Yeah, we absolutely spoiled. It was just dreamy. Great food. They really, really look after that place. Like, not a sign of trash. It was just delicious. Like, these secluded beaches. Shout out to Ed Holmes for all his spots. He gave me the real colloquial tour of the place. It was quite wonderful. Charming place. I can imagine though during the winter it's not a place you want to be. But
yeah, but you got the weather, didn't you?
I did.
You went down at the perfect time.
Yeah, we got some good weather. It was truly wonderful.
Oh, God, I could do with that. See, I finally got a few days off.
Have you?
And I'm going to fucking Alton Towers. God help me.
Mate, wholesome family fun. Come on.
Oh, Alton Towers. Sweet baby Lord Jesus. Me, like, I don't like getting strapped into things anyway, so it's going to be like, yeah, kids, this is fun, isn't it?
You're not a roller coaster fan.
Oh, I love roller coasters, but I like having control. You know that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like when I'm like, so I'm the sort of person that will like push it right out. So I've got a bit of movement room so I could climb out of the thing. I'd rather it was loose and I could fall out.
So you can escape.
Yeah.
The roller coaster.
Yeah, during the kind of 360
room on the roller coaster.
I'd like to be able to get out if I want.
I don't like to find myself in those predicaments. And like, let's talk about the biggest predicament of the weekend. Please tell me you saw the parachute bloke come down.
Oh, that's the first time.
One job.
That's the first time. I've never seen that before.
What, like, I tell you what, it was bloody lucky, but the best bit was when I watched it on Premier Sports, they like threw back and, that we're going to find out that actually Andy Good wasn't there commentating. And so they're like, we better throw back to the studio. And they throw back to the studio and they've got to be so serious. And it's Chris Robshaw, Stephen Ferris, and who else was in there? I can't remember. Ian Madigan. And they're all like, they've obviously been told, like, we don't know what's happened to the guy, so we've got to be deadly serious. And they're all like, oh, that's really bad. And everyone's faces, you could tell that no one wanted to crack a smile. If I was in there, I would have been like, what was he up to? But they're all like,
you're right, though. Like, the parachute's maintained integrity whilst he's hanging there above the crowd. It could have ended in
He was there for like how long, guys? Like half an hour, 40 minutes. You're like, guys, stop looking. I'm so sorry. Like, you just want to swallow the earth to swallow you up.
The best bit about it all, though, that it looked like there was some sort of inflatable rugby thing, and they had like dragged it up and put it over the seat. So if he did fall, he was going to hit the inflatable rugby pitch thing. And there was tackle pads.
Tackle pads and it was a bouncy castle. They found a bouncy castle. We got one quick.
Well, we're very happy that he's safe, that
he's
gentleman.
fine.
But he also should have practiced that one and stayed away from the. I mean, it's a fucking big old hole to fly into, isn't it? I'm guessing.
But there were three of them. So how much are you, apart from everybody at work, the next day you're like, no, it wasn't. It was Franck. It was Jean-François. Next, it was the other one.
So good. Yeah. Well, that's got to be the best. That's got to be the best moment of the weekend for me. That was good to see. But he's safe and sound.
Ryan, where were you? You were at most of these games, weren't you?
I went to the Northampton. I was down at Northampton for that game, Clermont, and then back up here on Sunday. I was still getting over the hangy. When was the last time we did a podcast in the middle of the week last week? It was a little bit disjointed, wasn't it? So we do apologise again.
Sorry.
Feel free to lean into the comments and slag us off, but normality has resumed. We're back on course. But I was trying to get over that. It was all a bit of a blur, really. But I'm back to the land of living, feeling good. Glasgow game on Saturday evening. Myself, John Barkley, Andy Good. And it was a big win for the boys, and I'm sure we'll get into it. So, yeah, back to normality, but off to Alton Towers tomorrow. God help me.
Very, very, very nice. We are delighted to be joined by none other than Northampton Saints star and England fly half, Finn Smith. Finn, how are you doing, mate?
Yeah, very good. Thank you. Thank you for having me on. Very kind of you.
What a bloody win at the weekend, by the way.
Huge.
Yeah, great week. Great win. Great punditry from yourself, mate. Like a natural with the interviews in the tunnel as we're walking out. But yeah, no, it was good. It was good. Good win. Good to get a win. Group needed some confidence, so it was great to get over the line. Definitely.
This is what people don't see.
He told you to say that. No, of course he did.
Mark, this is what people don't see behind the camera. Is I'm like, whoa, move back, stay there, come down, let's keep it natural. I'm like producer, director.
Oh, mate. All of it at once. All of it into one. Don't need the whole production team when you're there, mate.
He's been on holiday, boys. He's been out in Dubai. Mate, you're looking fresh as well when you're out there on the pitch. You could tell you'd had a week off.
Yeah, to be fair, probably didn't appreciate like how tough it was going to be coming straight from the Six Nations into that Leicester game. I reckon that's probably one of the worst games I've played for the club. So, like, definitely taken a lot of learnings around. That's a long old campaign, the Six Nations, and how much it fries you mentally. So thank God for that Dubai week, and definitely felt like I had a lot more spring in my step this week. It made a big difference for sure.
Where did you stay? Because I'm heading out there next week.
We were on West Beach on the Palm, so like in the mixer, which was nice. Yeah, it was really good.
Dreamy.
Beautiful.
So Finn, let's run through. Obviously, as we said, congratulations. You guys are through to the quarterfinals. You are the only English team through, flying the flag for your country. Firstly, did those results surprise you a little bit?
As in the other English teams not getting through?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who.
Well, Sale put up a fight against Toulouse, didn't they? That was
Sale were class, I thought. The other results, I'd probably say like
gonna happen.
Yeah, it's tough to argue with any of those. Like Sarri sending a weaker team over to Toulon, probably as you'd expected that result to go. Mind you, they gave it a good go.
Quins.
Who else? Quins against at Croke. Like, maybe didn't see that scoreline coming, but it's always going to be a tough one. We had that in the semi-final last year, and that's a difficult old fixture, especially now Leinster have got Geordie Barrett and Snyman. Like, they're going to be a hell of a team to beat. So can't say I was overly surprised by them, but it's mad that we're the only team standing and we're sat in 8th in the league at the moment. It just shows how tough the Prem is, I guess.
But on that, Mark, because Clermont aren't a team that you just breeze past. Like, you boys put in a proper shift. The forwards up front, your old mate Freeman, hattrick. Like, just you had a good old shift, boys. We were
good. We were good, and we're at home, which makes a big difference. I think we've been helped out a lot this year by how well we did last season with all the seedings and stuff. Like, we maybe had slightly better groups than some of the boys, which give us a home game. But we've played really well in Europe, to be fair. So can't say we've not deserved to be where we are.
Talk us through the match as a whole. Obviously, you helped yourself to a meat pie, which is obviously quite nice at Franklin's Gardens, and then on top of that, putting one on the plate for Henry Pollock. You know, helping Freeman as well, grabbing a hat trick. It was a good day at the office.
Felt like I had a decent go of it. Like we created loads of opportunities, which was good. We had a real zip about us. Probably it's a thin line between reckless and trying to play to space and play fast. I'm not sure who told Mitch to tap and go every single penalty we had, but he ran with it. And to be fair, like that tempo and the speed that we had in the first half sort of paid dividends towards the latter parts of the game. Like, they're a big old bunch, but they probably couldn't live with us sort of speed wise, but yeah, we were really happy. We thought we played really well. So,
hey, what do you mean Mitch taking the tap and goes? Because Henry Pollock, I reckon he had about 4 or 5 tap and goes himself. We'll get on to him, but he was the one, like, every time he got near that ball, he was like, I'm having a crack.
He knows you'll get screen time if he taps and goes.
Oh, there it is.
I could feel like, I went over to have a chat with them afterwards, and I'd just done dingers, and I was wandering over, and you could tell, like, Hutch and that were all with him. And I said, boys, he's asked to do an interview after the game, and they're like, oh, of course he has. And I was obviously winding him up. He was like, no, I haven't.
Yeah. Oh, mate, he gets so much abuse about that. He's been on to me all day, actually, because he's just overtaken me on Instagram followers. So he's like,
oh, really?
That's it. I can do whatever I want now. You're all losers. I'm like, he's like, how's the England fly off going to have less followers than a 20-year-old who's only played one game? Like, I'm like,
oh, no.
Don't worry. He'll grow up and this will come back to haunt him. It'll be fun.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll have the ego death when he realizes he's just a man. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. But good for him, to be fair.
Yeah, fair play.
Smashing it.
Look at Finn. He doesn't want to give him any more airtime, and Mark's going to ask another question.
No, because I'm like, poor old Finn's put through an absolute, elite grubber, and then you're looking at, looks like Tommy Freeman's going to pick up his 4th, and then you're like, don't make it be Henry. Oh, it's Pollock.
It's fine. No, honestly, the question I get most at the moment is he a great lad or is he a dick? And in the weirdest way, he's both of those things at the same time. He's a dick, but a great lad. Like, he's the most lovable dick I've ever met. But he's a legend. He's a legend. Everyone that meets him says the same. So yeah, fair play to him. He's absolutely smashing it. And it's like everyone we play against now is like, oh, let's get stuck into Pollock. Like, let's go for him. And he just like stands there and takes it, laughs, and just steps up another level. So you can't really argue with it, to be fair.
I mean, your team as a whole, though, is now full of, it's obviously there's a spine of the England side now in the back line, which must be great for you. George Hendy as well doing ridiculous things,
doesn't he?
Yeah.
That the swerve Meister General, and then you've got guys like Henry Pollock as well. But it's a very young team still. Yeah, like it's a young group, and even the boys getting older have all come through that academy together. Like, if you look at 8, 9, so you have Pollock, Mitch, me, Dingers, and then obviously Berger. Then you've got Freeman on one wing, like these Hendy on the other wing. Like, these are all like young guys. Like, we all get on really well. George Furbank's back fit for us this weekend. Like, he's another one. Like, they've all just come through the academy, and I think we're all so tight that it makes a real difference. Like, those
conversations where you get stuck into each other, or you demand better of someone and things like that become so much easier. And I think you can see that a little bit, like we're all tight with how we play as well as off the pitch, which is hopefully a real strength for us.
Before we move on to England, Mark, just next week, Castres, isn't it? Am I right in saying it's Castres?
Yeah.
So a big old test against them. But like, let me say it. You don't have to. But if I was going to get any sort of way into those semis, Castres would have probably been one of the teams that would have gone, I'll we'd take them. So that's at home as well, isn't it?
Yeah, at home. It's a strange one because we played them in the group, but I think they rotated heavily. Like, I think there's only sort of like 2 boys in that team that actually started their game last week. Like they're a whole different outfit to the one that turned up. But like you say, like it's a team we probably don't know a great deal about. They're sort of real up and coming, but it'll be a similar challenge to Clermont, I'd imagine, in the sense like electric back 3, big pack. So yeah, a similar sort of job for us at hand, which I suppose is a nice thing. You haven't got to change too much from the week before. And
then you'll face Glasgow Warriors in the semi-final because they're going to go beat Leinster on Saturday.
Do you reckon? It'll be. I reckon it's going to be tighter than people think.
That's a good game. Yeah,
it'll be tasty, definitely.
Yeah, less of them, more of let's go England. Are we going there, Mark?
Yeah, we'll go England.
Oh, Max, something.
What?
No, I was asking about those the sort of uncomfortable confrontational conversations you have with your teammates. Would you say you're one of those guys who's like throwing out, like trying to keep your own sort of teammates accountable?
Yeah, like
are you a standard driver? Are you like, like Fordy, our kids, just like barking at the boys?
Yeah, like I'm a bit of an angry man on the pitch, I'd say.
Yeah, I thought so.
I've got it in me, especially when I'm tight with the group. Like at Saints, like I feel like I'm all in, giving lads both barrels. England, not so much. Got to earn my stripes a lot before I can start doing that. But yeah, it's something I enjoy doing. Like I like to think I go out and train fairly hard. So try and drag people with me.
Did you see the hypothetical Worcester backline, by the way, recently?
That's a Prem winning backline, I reckon.
Mate, that backline was nutty. I was like,
"Oh, give it to me then," because I'm guessing I saw a thing with Duhan van der Merwe in there somewhere.
Yeah, it was like,
I thought Donkey Weir would have been the 10, but
yeah, I'd have had me off the bench, but I'll take it.
Donkey Weir, the little bog trotter.
Yeah, mate. Some team. You got Shilcock, Noah Heward, Duhan, Ollie Lawrence, Francois Venter, or Seb Atkinson, take your pick. Who's been on fire at the moment. Yeah, and then Donkey Weir, like you say, and then Gareth Simpson at 9, who's at Sarries, and he carves up. So, mate, it's a good group. It's a good group.
Strong, very strong.
Very strong.
Well, just when we're on that, quick word on the bouncing back and potentially having Worcester Warriors back in the rugby world, really.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Obviously, it's just more than anything nice for the town, nice for the city or whatever it is. I don't know if it's a town or a city. It's nice for the place to have rugby back. I think there's a lot of disappointed supporters obviously feel a big void now. They've not got a rugby club to go support. So yeah, it'll be great to see, and it's going to be mad just to be watching like games back at Six Ways. To be fair, I'll bring back a lot of.
I've heard they're looking for some wise old heads. So.
Are they?
They want to stay clear of you, mate.
Dark back row, sign him up.
Mate, I reckon I'll be more on the second rows now. Just fucking have to put a bit of timber on, and just like be slow and just.
Yeah, they'd have to pay you some cash to get you though, mind. You got figures in every pies by the look of it, mate. You're all over the shop.
Man, fucking four kids.
They got to feed themselves, mate.
Oh, imagine that little stint at Worcester. Yeah, it's all right down there. I'll give it
lovely, mate. Lovely place to live. Lovely place to live.
You've always got an agent. You get me in touch with him.
Yeah, I'll flick him over afterwards, mate.
Cheers, boy.
Stop begging, Wilson.
Not begging. I'm just putting the little feelers out there. You never know. You never know.
Old boy. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's move on to describe obviously what's been an amazing 12 months really if we're counting winning the Prem last season. But first, the England Six Nations, and I'm going to start straight away with your first test start. Can you describe the moment when you put Elliot Daly over for the match-winning try against France?
Yeah, that was cool, to be fair. Like that game honestly feels like a blur. Like it just was like next thing to next thing, and it was a pretty tough start. But for about 20 minutes, everything just sort of went right for us, and it almost was like we were just flowing as a team, and I was like, man, this is mental. But yeah, when he scored, there was some real limbs, and then I realised I had to kick the next one, and I was like, shitting myself, stood at the back of this ball, like, oh my god, trying to count the clock shot down. Didn't have the bottle to finish, run it right the way down. I was like, right. I hope we catch this kickoff, otherwise I'm having it. But yeah, that was good. So yeah, that was a mental day for me. Like first start beating France, beating the best player in the world, and like it was mad. So yeah, that was a hell of a day.
Were you shitting it more for that kick than you were for winning the Prem?
Yeah, probably. That was the one that got the nerves going the most, I'd say, out of any kick I've had, and it was right in front of the post. So it says a lot about my trust in my kicking ability. But yeah,
just whilst you're on that, because you stood behind that kick, but you're obviously getting coached by Jonny Wilkinson, good Farnham boy.
Yeah.
What's he like to work with, Finn?
Oh, he's a legend. Like within the first minute of meeting him, he makes you feel like you're the most important person in the room, and that he's just some random bloke that's rocked up to teach you kick, and then he starts kicking with you, and you're like, oh my god, this guy's a legend for a reason. Like he's still miles better kicker than all of us, like genuinely. And he's
right.
Yeah, he's however old he is now, hasn't played in however long, but yeah, he's a freak. But like to learn off and like tap into some of the wisdom he's got is more so just like asking him questions about like leadership and pressure moments and stuff, as well as coaching us kicking. But to have him around, me and Marcus always say like, oh, whenever he comes in, it's just pressing the reset button. Like he just gets you right. I can't describe it any other way. He just gets you right. And
interesting. That is so cool.
I love kicking with him. Like I feel like it helps me so much.
Have you spoken about any of his other sort of more esoteric takes on like life and stuff?
I haven't so much. I know he's got some very interesting views on things, and even when we chat to him around kicking, like he speaks a lot about energy and like bringing your talent and gifts out. Like he's a real deep thinker. But
he is, yeah, he's very
maybe over a long beer or something, we can really get into the nitty gritty topic.
No, isn't he kombucha tea or something like that? Is that not what he's into?
Yeah, I think he's got a few different health avenues. But
in a bit. Who like just honesty now? Who did you love more though? Watching him or Chris Patterson back in the day?
I did love watching him more. I have
what?
To.
No, man. Chris Patterson's your man. Like, Mossy would give you exactly the same sort of kicking techniques if you had chosen the good stuff.
I'm sure, and I'm pretty sure he's a kicking coach up at Scotland, to be fair. So
he is.
There you go. Two great kickers for sure.
Awesome, man. That's so cool. Like I love hearing stuff like that because he is a legend, isn't he? So to get to work with him so closely, that's pretty cool.
Was he your sort of boyhood sort of hero?
Yeah, big time. Like was properly obsessed with him. So like when he comes in now, it's wild. But Jenny, like I say, like when you'll be just chatting about stuff and he'll be like, oh, so next time you kick, try and just do it like this, and then with his weak foot, just put a spiral on the money, or kick a drop goal from like 30 out with his weak foot, and we both just, me and Marcus and anyone else who's joining in, just look at each other like this is nuts. But yeah,
skills.
It is crazy though, isn't it? Like no matter where you get to, whatever level you get to, when you finally get opportunities like that, like even me at the sevens, sat down with Wasale Sarevi, I was just sat there having lunch with him, and I was just like, this is so cool. This is so cool when you finally meet like legends like that and you're sat with it. You pinch yourself, and it doesn't matter how many times you meet them, it's the same.
I feel like he coaches us for 8 weeks, 3-4 times a week. So you have, if you didn't manage to drop the fanboy persona, it might be a bit weird for him eventually. He might be like, right, give it a rest. But yeah, there's definitely still moments you're like, this is nuts. But yeah, it's so cool. So cool.
Finn, obviously, there's, as we said, there's huge Saints contingent in the England setup, but outside of the gang you know very well, who's helped you the most kind of integrate into the England squad as a whole?
Yeah, good question. In a weird kind of way, like I'd say as a Saints group, like we get on really well with the Leicester boys, which is going to upset some people, but like Freddie Stewart, like Ollie Chesham, JVP, those guys, like similar age profiles, like get on really well with them. Jamie George was great when he was captain, like really kind of encouraged everyone to speak up, and Maro's done the same, like really encouraged me to lead and have my voice heard and stuff like that. So it's actually, it's been pretty easy to integrate and move in, I think, especially because there's so many sort of younger guys now. There's so many of us that you have to just kind of crack on.
So much outside noise during the Six Nations. I mean, almost more than, felt like more than any other year, but there were so many talking points, so much around the 10 position and yourself, Marcus Smith, also George Ford, fighting for that jersey. Did you feel slightly insulated from that, as in you didn't really take much notice, or is it just too hard to not hear the noise?
No, a little bit. I probably wasn't aware as to the extent of it, but I was always aware it was going to be a thing. Like there's such mixed emotions when you get told. Like I knew the first week I got told I was starting, like there's going to be some reaction to this, and that was just something that I had to like take. But like you've kind of got all these emotions. Like on one end you're so happy you've got your first start for your country, like everything you've dreamed of, and then kind of hits you like, fuck, if I don't play well, like there's going to obviously be a good bit of backlash because the quality of Marcus and George, like there's so many options, and I'm the guy that's lucky enough to do it. So yeah, but that's kind of the pressure that comes with a shirt, and it's something that I love. But yeah, I'd probably say that there was a real conscious effort from myself to try and block out some of that social media stuff and take myself off it. Just because, it's just the nature of the Six Nations. There's a lot of people with opinions and a lot of people that are going to stay stuff, good, bad, or indifferent. And ultimately that stuff doesn't matter to me too much. It's the people that, are close to me or coaches that matter the most.
Not a bad Six Nations, though. You get your first start. And I'm all right in saying then you won every game afterwards. You haven't lost in any...
You haven't lost as a starter, right?
Yeah. To be fair, like we had that France game, and then it was Scotland, which was awesome. Managed to win the Kolkata Cup in finally. A weird old game, because it was like one of the worst performances we've had, and managed to sort of get over the line. And then there's such mixed emotions after that. And then Italy and Wales. Like,
sorry, just on that, who is the Scot in is it your mum or your dad?
You're going to pepper me for this, but both of them are.
I swear that wasn't teed up.
And your granddad played for Scotland, yeah.
I should have put this in the brief. No questions about Scotland.
Yeah, sorry. But mixed emotions with that one, and then
that was weird. And then we obviously had Italy, where it was a real emphasis on us like chucking the ball around a bit more, which was cool, and felt like we took a big step forward. And then that last game at the Wales at the Principality was mad. Like, obviously the occasion of it, everyone in the media that week, I saw murmurs like, oh, I think Wales is going to beat England this week. We felt really confident because we'd come off the back of that Italy performance, and then to go and play like we did was like pretty mad in that cauldron of an atmosphere. Like that was a game I'm going to remember for a long time, definitely.
I'll be honest, I was one of them. I thought Wales were maybe going to turn up for a game, but they didn't at all. I've also just realised that me asked that question, how funny the comments, and hey, lean into them. We love comments in here, Finn, but that everyone's going to be like, he's Scottish, but he was good enough to play for England, whereas the other way around, I'm going to get slagged off.
Finn,
yeah, that is funny. That is true. I reckon I get about 10 messages a day saying you're Scottish.
Really?
Followed by abuse. So that's always quite funny. But,
well, I get it the other way around, mate.
Yeah. Wish you played for England.
It's not good enough to play for England, so you play for Scotland. You're shy. Cheers, mate. Sorry, Max. What were you going to say?
So post that Scotland game, right? Also, great night out, by the way.
Yeah.
How good was that?
Great. Yeah, it was. We had this mad night out in a place called Jack's in Chelsea, and we had a load of the England cricketers lads turned up. Then we had
that was weird.
Casey and Gabby, the Love Island winners, showed up. I was like, hang on. Max was there. There was like a few heads from Made in Chelsea dotting around. I was like, this is chaos. But it was brilliant.
It was brilliant. Good fun. It was very good fun. But I was going to ask you, there were rumours that there was some kind of player-led coup in terms of the way you guys wanted to play post that game. Is there any credit to that?
Nah, I've seen a lot about this. Like, as far as I'm aware, maybe there was a sort of thing higher up where some of the senior boys had done it. But like, as far as I was aware, I think like we were all pretty disappointed, coaches and players, with how we performed. But yeah, to my understanding, Wiggy and Steve are the ones that sort of came up to me and said, we're going to do this in the meeting later. But yeah.
But suddenly it looked like you changed your tune though. Like, let's go out a little bit more attacking mindset.
Yeah, 100%. Like, that was something we definitely talked about. After Scotland, that whole fallow week, we were like, right, we want to attack. We want to chuck the ball around, play to space. Like, obviously, I'd say we probably in the past had a real focus on our kicking game and putting pressure on teams like that. But actually, we feel like we've got the players and the squad and the quality within that to have a real emphasis on moving teams around and playing to space, whatever that might be. So that's something, we're trying to take big steps forward in that part.
Mark's crashed with his eyes closed. Hold on.
No, I'm hit. Do I look even more Chinese with my eyes closed? Actually, hopefully it doesn't just crash exactly like that. But it's okay, Finn. I am Chinese, so I can make it.
I didn't know if I could laugh at that or not. I sort of
love
it. Just because we promised Finn time wise, so even though I think we could all talk to you for the next couple of hours, but a lot coming up, Champions Cup, and then a big summer. Obviously, no rugby players ever really want to talk past that, but a lot of you and your mates are in the mix. Has anyone even just used the L word yet among the boys?
Rory Hutchinson gets into Pollock a lot about going on the Lions tour. So that's I think he's asked him every single day, have you heard from Andy Farrell yet? So that's quite a good crack. But
that is good crack.
Yeah, it's the same old like boring answer everyone gives. Like, you just want to focus on playing well, and hopefully that stuff will take care of itself. But like, it is weird, like you say, like from 6 months ago, it's something that was never even on my radar, and getting picked in the England wider squad and being the third choice 10 was like my sort of main goal. And then all of a sudden you play a few games and like people start mentioning it, and like it gets to the point you're a bit like, oh well, maybe, like that's something you start thinking about a little bit. So yeah, it's mad how quickly things go. But yeah, that would be unreal if anything did happen, for sure.
How did the kit feel when you tried it on? Because I was explaining to Mark, like, that's what happens in Six Nations at the beginning of the camp. You actually have to try on all the kit. Did it feel good?
Yeah, we had a little look with it on. I had a little look in the mirror. I thought looks decent.
Yeah.
Finn, just remember about 6 years before, Ryan Wilson looked in that same mirror with his Lions shirt.
Yeah, I know.
And I went, maybe there's a chance. You're telling me there's a chance.
You're telling me there's a chance.
These fuckers thought it was the funniest thing they'd ever heard. I was like, I almost led myself to believe that I could possibly do it.
Oh, I know. Brilliant.
It'll be pretty special. Here, before we lose you, like, what do you do in your spare time? Because I like a lot of people that listen to this. We talk about rugby, but like, what do you do? Are you a gamer? Are you studying?
No.
But I'll talk
you through my evening tonight. Me and Tom Pearson are going to cook a barbecue. So he lives with me, and then I'm going to go upstairs and plan an economics essay for my uni degree. So it's not particularly exciting, but
pragmatic.
That's my evening tonight.
Fucking hell! You might like see the way my brain works. I'm like, mate, you're fucking going to be England starting 10, potentially going to last. So fucking get rid of the books. You don't need it. That is why we've been. How hard has it been to get him on? Because every time I message him, he's like, mate, I've got uni stuff. I've got this.
Actual things to do.
Yeah. You've learned that you actually do.
Are you genuinely interested in economics?
Not a great deal. It was one of those things. I was young and enthusiastic out of school and was like, yeah, it's be great. And I'm in year 5 now, going, oh God's sake, how long we got left of this? But I'm sure once I get the certificate at the end, I'll be glad I did it, for sure.
No doubt.
It's pretty impressive though, like doing all that whilst you're doing what you're doing in rugby, mate. Like, fair play to you. Fair play.
Nah, it's good. I reckon it's good for the mind. Good to have something else going on. That's what everyone says anyway. So we'll go with that.
Max, you doing anything weird? I bet you're like studying Greek mythology or something, aren't you?
Right now, what am I reading? I'm not really studying anything. I'm just reading some history on the Mongols right now. It's quite good crack. Genghis Khan.
As you do.
Yep.
As you do.
Mate, fascinating.
Well, on that note, let's let Finn go so that he can go and prep for his big economics essay and that barbecue as well. Thank you so much for coming on.
Finn, you're a legend,
Really
boy.
appreciate it.
Cheers, guys.
Best of luck for the rest of the season, man.
Take care. I'll see you soon, guys. Thank you.
Go well, cheers, brother.
See you soon.
What a bloody legend. Like, proper good boy, eh?
What a boy.
He's a good egg. He's a very good egg.
He's a good egg.
But also, just, like when you're, good head on him for that age, but also not just, you're not just thinking this is his life is only going to be rugby. Do you know what I mean? It's like he's got just seems like a good dude.
Do you reckon it's not blowing ourselves up here, but like we don't seem to get many pricks on it. We just get like goodish blokes because they're like, oh yeah, I'll sort of get on with them. Well, boys, it's that time of the week. As per usual, they've been with us all the way. That's right, Wolfcraig Distillers. You can head over to the website, Max, which is
Wolfcraig.com.
You can grab yourself a nice bottle of whiskey, give yourself a bit of a husk, or you could go and make yourself a little gin cocktail that Mark prefers. So head over to the website, make sure you grab something nice. You can use the little QR code that is on your screens right now, or if you're listening to us, all you have to do is head over to wolfcraig.com and grab yourself something nice. Thank you. By the way, apologies to everyone that listened last week. Max, you won't have listened back, but genuinely, I listened back just to do a bit of proof listening and tried to watch back, but Mark forgot to put it on YouTube. But apologies for Mark just completely butchering, forgot the URC, then completely went to finish up, Max. Just about to finish up. Let's wrap it up. And we're like, Champions Cup, maybe quick mention.
Didn't even preview that. It's like mental.
Guys,
you reckon people listening and then find it endearing? They sort of enjoy that side of things.
Or they're also like, why am I listening to these three idiots? I don't even think we should call it more or nothing. We should call it
nothing.
Yeah.
Sketchier. Right, stop. Okay.
Nothing.
Okay, I will not. Welcome
or
to
nothing.
the show. Right, I will not. I apologize for last week. I really do. I should have put everything out, but it's.
Look, he actually feels bad. Right, he actually feels bad.
Good. He should feel bad.
And I tried to hide it in that text to you, being like, yeah, I'm just not sure that it's that, as though there isn't a good reason to put it out. Not because I was drinking on the slaves. Anyway, so firstly, brilliant from Finn. Let's crack into, though, what was a great weekend of Champions Cup rugby. And yeah, can we all remember all of the things that have happened? Let's smash through. Obviously, Northampton and Clermont. We don't need to go back over that because we've had it firsthand from Finn. Toulon Saracens. Saracens second string in many respects. 22 points up after half an hour and then 30 points down after 80.
If they'd gone with a full strength team match, would they have won?
I think they might have done it. Yeah. If you had Jamie George, Marrow coming off the bench, there's a good shout that they might get that done. I think those are some pretty big players. And that first half in particular from Theo Dan was pretty special, actually. He had an incredible game, especially in the first 40. But yeah, that Toulon sort of horsepower they've got at the moment, Dave Ribbons sort of spearheading that, Carl Sinclair, Facundo Issa, mate, it's a lot to deal with.
He was a dog when he
Oh, mate, he's so good. This unbelievable season for him this year. He's been class. Toulon doing real well in the top 14 as well. Mate, it's going to be interesting. I think they could go far, but Dan Bigger as well, announcing his retirement. Big shout out to the big fella. Yeah, mate, Toulon, lot to like about them. Lot to like.
And they take on Toulouse. So that is a big old game.
That's
a big game. That is the game. I think that's going to be
Toulon
really
at home as well, to remind everybody.
I think that and
it's Toulon.
Toulon at home because of the sort of crazy.
Can
you imagine the atmosphere for that game?
It's going to be wild.
Oh fuck!
It's going to be wild. And then you've got that game and Glasgow, Leinster, the ones I'm really excited for.
Oh, it's good to hear. Bloody good to hear that you're excited about that. So we're going to finish off doing
let's go through what you've just mentioned. Leinster, I don't think anybody saw them quite certainly nilling a Harlequin side that I always talked about as the
I
team.
feel like, yeah, that's tough. Is Danny Wilson under pressure, Rye?
Well, he was under pressure going into it because you remember Danny Wilson's last game against Leinster. Do you any?
He got sacked because you guys got absolutely pumped.
We got hosed 72. Why am I smiling? Why am I smiling?
You're smiling.
It's a nervous smile, I swear. It's like when you're getting told off at school and you start giggling. You're like,
Mate, what is that? Why do humans have that reaction, by the way? That makes no sense.
Or like some really bad news and you're like...
If you don't laugh, you'll cry kind of vibes, yeah.
But yeah, 72-14 I think it was, and then Danny Wilson got the sack. So he's going over there with a new team, with Quins, Premiership big boys as everyone thinks, and he's going, last time I was here, fucking hell, that was a tough day. I'm going to say it. I reckon 62-0 was worse. At least we scored a fucking try.
Yeah, 62-0 is pretty tough. That is a tough day out.
Hey boys, listen, Prem boys, it's a tough old.
No, the Prem's not looking. It's not looking healthy, is it? It kind of raises questions about the format of the comp, doesn't it? Because if we look at the results here, it's pretty wild. It's almost like naughty's Super Rugby, isn't it? Some of the margins, like defence has just become sort of.
What? Yeah, see that Sarri's game? Am I right in saying like Sarri's Toulon it was something like 10 tries in the first 50 minutes?
Yeah, it was just carnage.
But yeah, that's 62-0. Listen, I don't care how good Leinster were, and they were fucking good, to be fair to them. They were like on the money just after everything. Prendergast pulling the strings. They looked pretty handy.
Horrible,
but
yeah.
62-0. I'm just hoping it's overinflated the Leinster's almost mindset and ego for when Glasgow come and knock them down a peg. Oh, please. It's a big one for Glasgow. So we'll talk about the Glasgow game, will we, whilst we're on that? Or have you got anything else to add to the...
No, nothing else. We can move on. Or just a quick one. You see the funny clip of Danny Kerr being picked up into touch and him just turned around going, cheers.
Mate, he ran into Ty Furlong. Oh, nasty.
Cheers, boys. Thanks a lot.
Cheers, lads. Thanks.
36 I didn't need that.
Okay, let's go to... Well, no, I was going to go in order, but we might as well. Saturday was all sort of different timings if you want. So, yeah, that Glasgow Warriors, right? At home to Leicester, but brilliant.
Mate, they were good. They should have probably done more as well. I reckon done a bit more damage than they did. But you could just tell Leicester, they're a funny one, aren't they, Matt? Because at one point they're getting hosed, 80-something points against Toulouse. Then they go and do 33-0 job on Northampton at one point. It's like, don't know, it's very hit and miss. Is that Checker? Is that what he's about? Because apparently he lost his head. He lost his head in the coach's box.
Oh, really? But you're right. There's a bipolar element to how they're playing this year because they have some really strong performances, and then they kind of have these games where they can kind of capitulate. You're absolutely right. It is interesting. I guess it's interesting. Like as a sort of player, is it odd having a coach there who's just sort of babysitting you, if you like? I don't know. Does that have an influence on how you sort of prepare and train and stuff?
It's a bloody good question, potentially. I was just going to say your internet's just dropped out, but you're back now. I'm with you though. It is a strange one. Like, I don't know. I've heard a few things about Leicester, and like I think he's lost the changing room a little bit from all accounts. And he's obviously pissing off pretty early. I mean, he comes in for a year, seems to have made a bit of a difference, and then talk of him leaving again. But there was a moment in the game where I think Johnny Matthews got a high shot, and he basically was going mental down the mic saying, if that's a card, tell the players just to walk off the field.
Imagine if they followed that order. You know what I mean?
Then they clipped him in the box, and then he was like going fucking mental. And then you can see he covered his mouth and started. You know what footballers do, but I don't know. They're a funny one. They had a fight back. They started to come back into it. And to be fair, when they put some phases together, they played some all right rugby. But Glasgow just dominated the first half. Like, didn't take as many opportunities as they should have. That's why I'm saying I think they should have probably been a bit more on top. But for the first ever knockout European game at Scotstoun, the Glasgow boys put on a show, and they did a good old job. So they're building a little bit of momentum, boys. They're starting to, find their feet. And after last season and how they went about winning the URC, I'm very confident for Glasgow. It's a big old ask. Hey, listen, if you got to go past Leinster at some point, Max, haven't you? So
yeah, exactly. Mate, also, Sione Vailanu's one-on-one with Kata. Oh, my God.
Absolutely no need. Could have just dived.
Yeah, could have dived, but he was like, saw his Tongan brother and was like, let's have it. Me and you, right here, right now. Run it straight to Brass.
on Donga. Oh. Yeah, he was, and there was a few big performances, to be fair, from the boys. But and that's without Jack Dempsey, that's without Hugh Jones, that's without Sione Tuipulotu, Scott Cummings, who's like the starting second row, Max Williamson, who's come through. So yeah, in a good place. I just hope they can find their feet next week against the tough old Leinster outfit at the Aviva.
When's Sione back?
Not sure. I don't think too long. He's definitely going to be back in time for the end of the season. And am I right in saying the Lions get picked on May the 8th? So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5 weeks? I think you'll see him before then, hopefully.
Buddy. That's exciting.
We could go to that unveiling, by the way. We could get accreditation and head there if we wanted to. But in any case, let's move on to probably the result, arguably, of the weekend was Munster winning in Larashelle in the Rog Derby. Fair
fucks to them.
I mean, you gave them zero hope last week.
I know. I don't know.
Did you actually give them zero hope?
Mm-hmm. I just said they weren't playing that well, but suddenly Europe brings the best out of people.
Yeah, but
we can call it Europe now, by the way, because all the Saffers are out of it. So
but lads, this Larashelle team isn't doing so flash recently. Yeah. They're on a 7-game losing streak, I believe.
Yeah. And so I was more probably in my mind thinking Larashelle and Europe Champions Cup. Invest at Champions Cup, different beast. Then I was forgetting that Munster are pretty handy in the old Champions Cup, knockout rugby. So fair play to him. Craig Casey, he ran the show, didn't he? He was, for a little man, he was here, there, and fucking everywhere. Little tiny man. But yeah, it was. I don't. Why am I doing that? Stop it.
Why are you doing that?
I don't know. Like the Munster fans said to me in Hong Kong, mate, you said it as it fucking is. So Zeebs were very happy. I did see a funny clip of Zeebs. Did you see he had his white overall shirt on and the green hat? And someone said, fucking hell, he's been caddying at the Masters.
Have that.
I've got fucking. Do you know what? I think it might even be Craig Casey that actually put it up on Twitter, but that was good crack. But yeah, there was a little scare towards the end of the game, wasn't there, Max? But Munster, they were pretty good.
Yeah, Crowley was brilliant as well. Tyke Byrne had some sensational steals. He's timing some form.
For a big man, how does he do it? He gets so many turnovers, doesn't he?
He's just a footy player, isn't he? You know, a footy player, real codesman, as the Kiwis would say, like full on. Just his game sense is great, and he's just dogged. He's dogged. But yeah, mate, credit to him. But mate, that howler from Teddy Thomas trying to bring it back inside, try line beckoning. He's got 2 tight 5 forwards covering him from the inside. He doesn't back himself in the corner. But
he does back himself
as a man who never finishes tries like that.
But I think he knows he can go for the corner, I reckon. But I think he's too greedy. I think he's trying to cut back in and get an easy under the sticks.
Yeah, but I don't know. All these things happen so quickly, it might have not seemed so obvious, you know, when you make that split second read. But when you slow motion it and everyone's got cameras and then they're just lambasting you for being this and that. But yeah, that was a potential howler. But yeah, Larashelle, weird place right now. There's sort of a bit wobbly, not quite as confident as they used to be. Same sort of blokes though. Like same caliber of player. It just shows you how psychological the game is. I mean, that's tough. Like if you're on a 7-8 game losing streak, it will. There'll be some head demons. You know what I mean? So all credit to Munster though, getting it done. Hostile environment. Europe, baby, they're through. How good.
Let's move on to Castres, Benetton, 14-man Castres for some part, getting it done at home, and your old pal Leonie Nakarawa offloading at ease.
Big grin. I'll be honest, that's the one game I didn't get to see, so Max is more on this
I
one.
watched it. I thought they had it. I thought Treviso had it, lads. I thought Benetton were done. They looked to me the better team, but fair play to the Castres. It's an 80-minute game, and they managed to pip it there. But
It wasn't Big Nax that got the winning offload, though, was it? He didn't go 80.
No.
Look at you. That was stupid. But yeah, it would have been big. It would have been big for Benetton because
it'd been huge. Yeah,
to push on and that quickly and get into a quarterfinal for Europe for them would have been massive. The amount of money they're spending, you would have thought they would maybe push a bit further. If there was going to be a team they maybe beat, it'd be Castres. I don't know why I've written Castres off because they've had some big wins.
Yeah, they've had some huge wins.
I know. But yeah, I'm happy for Castres because obviously my big grin, my tardiness is there. But I would like to see Benetton go a little bit further in the comp. But there you have it.
Ryan, are you doing Northampton Castres on this week?
No. I'm doing Glasgow Leinster over there on Friday night.
Okay, because I thought you could, hook up with your old pal and see what's going down. We're low on it. But then to the Sunday games and the big one, Toulouse versus Sale, which, whilst it was still 38-15, it was the scoreline was more loaded in Toulouse's favour by 23 points. It was probably slightly closer in feeling in that match.
Yeah, Sale are in a good spot of form right now, and you can see them being, especially without Antoine Dupont, you could see them being like very competitive physically against that Toulouse team, and they were, and like I think with a little bit of sort of pragmatism, with some sort of with some opportunities, like George Ford missed a few like simple kicks that on another day he makes easily, in terms of out of hand. A few drop goal attempts that he normally sinks. It could have been a very different story, but the big narrative that was being pushed, especially from the pundit side, was that Curry Jack Willis showdown for Lions, etc. And to be honest, now Jack Willis is a brilliant player, but I thought Ben Curry, obviously Tom Curry had to go off early, but he had a strong showing for the 20 minutes he was on. But I thought both of them sort of outplayed the man in most respects. Like, to be fair to Jack, it wasn't like this huge gap. It's just you weren't used to seeing him miss sort of the tackles he missed, etc. And like the first confrontation that was up was Tom Curry carrying straight at him, and he managed to bump him off. And that's very visual, isn't it? That's very sort of, the optics on that are like, yeah,
that's my Lions jersey.
Daddy, I'm England daddy. You're just a usurper. So it was interesting.
Yeah, Jack Willis was man of the match, Max, though. So we
but is that politics, Mark? Like,
Ryan, you tell us, take us to the workings of the man of the match.
Just close my eyes and go, that one. Daddy says that one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. All I'm saying is, Toulouse ultimately were the better team. Do I think that was Jack Willis's best game, most influential game for Toulouse? No. But such is the way of these things.
Max, you'll be bloody proud of me, by the way, because they usually say before you go into comms, right, so-and-so, you are picking man of the match. I tried to give it to a prop at the weekend.
And they stopped you?
Well, I know Andy Good was like, no. But Xander Fagerson was outstanding. He fucking had him. He had old Nicky Smith on roller skates.
Oh,
and obviously they had Nicky Smith, Dan Cole.
Mate, that's a Nicky Smith serious, mate. Yeah, he's serious.
And Nathan Macbeth and Xander Fagerson had him in the palm of their hands. And so I was like, mate, and he carried well, like just went through his work. And I was like, what about? And you see Goody's like, nah, fuck. But, I thought you'd be happy with me. I'll try and give it to a prop at some point. Imagine next one I'm just gonna give it to a prop for a laugh.
Yeah, I know. We just don't get them often.
No.
But we should have given it to Max for that game that you did of
Imagine it. I get in so much trouble.
Can you imagine that when you guys got beaten by Leinster relatively handsomely? Man of the match, Max Leaf.
Oh my god! Yeah, no.
I reckon you'd be angry with me.
I actually would. That was Van der Fleer all day. He was sensational.
And then Ulster obviously put up a fight, and no one really saw it coming, did they? They didn't expect it from Ulster, but they put up a fight against Bordeaux.
Yeah.
It was one of Ulster's best performances of the season, hands down. So I think there was some kind of like moral victory there. I think Ulster have been in a sort of struggle street for a little bit, looking to get some form back coming into the URC. So all sort of indicators look optimistic, look rosy. But I was just coming back to that Toulouse game. Manny Miafu, outstanding, mate. Basically, he went for this jackal right. Gus Waugh's like, when the nine's like, you can't play the 9. He's banged his hand like pretty hard, and then after that, mate, the geezer was taking names. He was just milling blokes. He was so angry about it. I was like, oh no, you've made him very irate.
You make Manny mad. You make Manny mad.
And he was like horizontal throughout the game, just taking names. Fair play.
I did see one of those shots actually where he put someone into another realm. I saw that at some point.
But yeah, Jean-Luc Dupree also was throwing himself around. He was quite brilliant. Man, it was a great game actually. It was really, really confrontational, and credit to Sale, even despite losing. That was always going to be a tough ask going there and getting it done, even without the great Antoine Dupont. But mate,
Champions Cup, baby. Champions
Cup. Well, here we go, boys. The last 8 is complete. We know who is playing who, so it's going to be time to look ahead and give us your predictions for the quarterfinals this weekend, starting at the Aviva in Dublin, as Leinster host none other than Glasgow Warriors.
I'm backing the boys. You know I am, so I'm leaving this one to you, Max. But Glasgow for a win. Very tight, but I think they can do it.
I want you to be right, Ryan, but I'm having to go with my brain. I just think Leinster with the Snyman and Barrett, they're coming right at the right time as well. I just think it's a lot. It's just so much.
Fuck. Do you know what? I've just thought I could have gone over there early and got around him with Geordie Barrett.
Oh, you go scrum to scratch.
Scrum to scratch, baby.
Yeah.
Follow it, like and subscribe.
Yes.
He's coming on. He's keen. He's coming on. So, but yeah, he wants to do it in Scotland. Okay, next one.
Wait, just quickly, because he came off the bench. How are they managing to? How do you keep a Geordie Barrett happy coming off the bench? That's why I find that amazing.
Because he's been out for a while.
Mate, he's played a lot of rugby. Like he was the Canes. He was always put out. He was playing 80s all the time. I'm sure he doesn't mind a little bit of.
So do players not care? Do you not care? And I don't mean that in a.
It depends how it's done.
Care about the result, but you're happy to play that kind of role.
Well, you
get paid when he gets paid. I'd fucking go anywhere.
That's a good point, and also I think he knows that he is a man of priority on that roster.
But Damien Willems
don't sign a guy like that. Yeah, Willems is in. That's mental. But you don't sign a guy like that. He's a racehorse. You're gonna put him out when it matters.
Yeah.
He knows that, surely.
Right, then Munster head to Bordeaux, and Munster's got everybody thinking what's going on. Right?
No chance. Bordeaux absolutely smashing them. I think Bordeaux are gonna pump them. Yeah, can't see it happening.
Yeah, that's a bridge too far. I'm with you, Bordeaux. Yeah, Bordeaux. I think it's going to be tight, though, actually. A little bit tight. 2 scores in it.
Saints then welcome Castres to Franklin's Gardens.
Saints Castres.
Saints at home, I just think they're very good. And it's all they've got to play for. They're out of the Prem race. They've got nothing else to play for in the Prem. They're throwing everything at that.
I didn't see that. I thought. I don't know if Clermont travel that route, but mate, I thought they would be a little bit more of a challenge, but they were dispatched admirably. I'm going to go with.
By the way, Fritz Lee leg break, you can fucking hear it in the stadium.
No.
Genuinely, Max.
Really?
Yeah, I hear it. Awful. So hope the big fella gets better soon, but that was fucking brutal. You could see Andrew Brace walked over to have a look, and he was like,
Oh, he's getting a bit weird, didn't he? Yeah, he's like,
But Northampton at home, I think they're looking pretty.
They look good. They look very good.
Ryan, just a quick one. I've always wondered, how big is Raka?
He's big.
Yeah, he's pretty big.
No, he's mate. He's big, bro. He's like a number 8 on the wing.
Yeah, that's it, right?
As Fijians go, though, I didn't think he was as big as some of them. Like he's not like a Tuasova.
No, but he's like a lot taller than Tuasova.
Yeah, he's
And
big
he's
old boy.
thin.
Listen, I'm not getting it, but Peter Gus, is it Suawalu? He's a big boy. He's a big boy. He looks about 50 as well with the grey hair.
Yeah.
He played All Blacks, didn't he? He's had a couple caps of the All Blacks back in the day. He was at the Chiefs, wasn't he? So,
And then the all French encounter between Toulon and Toulouse in Toulon.
I mean, Toulouse didn't look that good. I don't know. It's just the fact it's down at Stade Mayol gives Toulon a little bit of something. Imagine the fucking Pulu down there this weekend, Max. Oh, mate.
That is the game most.
I would get a flight down there just to go and be a part of that. I reckon it's going to be.
The weather will be hissing. Oh, the beers will be flowing. Oh, my.
We could get Big Simon Shaw. We go stay at his house. Stay at Shawsy's. Fuck it. Let's just get down there.
Are you saying we're going?
Yeah, we go again.
Are we going to Toulon?
Are we going to a Toulon stag? What
Max, you need another one. I think I need to take you for another adventure. Someone want to go on a French adventure?
Oh, mate.
I mean, I could quickly look at flights if you want. But okay, get back to the rugby. I think it's going to be fucking close. It's going to be the big game of the weekend. I sort of want Toulouse to do it, though, because I'd love to see Schmoggy riding a zebra again.
I'm going to go with...
Go the other way. There's something romantic about Toulon getting back up there in the European Cup, though, isn't there? There's something like almost wants me to see it from them.
I reckon they can do it, lads.
Yeah,
I reckon they got the horsepower to deal with that nastiness up front.
Big Brian Alwanese, Jesus, the man can go. Big Briz hauling 140 kilos around of fucking just French baguettes. But
yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, fine, let's do it. Toulon, baby.
Toulon.
Pilou.
Allez.
Here we go. Okay, brilliant, guys. Well, that is a lot of good rugby to look forward to. Huge thank you to Ryan and Max, as always. And to you all, thank you for your patience over the last few weeks. Do run into the comments. Have a go at all of us, particularly Ryan, because he's got a thicker skin. And then...
We're back.
We're back on track. We're doing what we do. Thank you for your patience. We love you all. Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe.
More or nothing.